Hello divine souls, and welcome to a Timeless Collective general message for my YouTube collective. To open the space and cleanse the space, I want to burn some Palo Santo to bring through the good vibes and the positive energies to assist with this reading today. Of course, to call in the Most High, the Mother, the Father, and the Source within us to assist with bringing through any clarity, confirmation, illumination, however it may need to be brought through my channel and vessel today through this reading. So those who are open to receiving may be able to receive the perspectives, the confirmation, whatever it is that they may need to be receiving at this time that may benefit them along their path and journey towards their highest potential in whichever way it may need to be. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Ashe. Beautiful. Okay, now that we've opened the space, let's get into pulling the cards. I've got my Dreamy Moons tarot deck today, and I just want to remind you that this is a general message, so the whole message may not fully resonate with you, but please just simply take away what does and leave behind whatever does not, all right? And my form of communicating the energy may be of a higher caliber at some points, simply because I tune into the energies behind the cards, not just pulling through the symbolism from the tarot. All right, let's have a look. What does this collective need to hear today? Let's fan it out, actually. I feel that's right today. Yeah, I love a smooth fan out. Alrighty, let's get the cards. What does this collective need to know today? Alright, that's the 4 cards for today. Let's put the rest of the cards away. Beautiful. I'm just going to pick up my crystal that I accidentally bumped off the side here. Alright, let's pull these out for this reading today. Ooh, okay. Alright. We have the 6 of Cups on the crown and third eye chakra. We then have the Ace of Wands on the third eye, no, that's wrong, the throat and heart chakra. And we have the 3 of Crystals, aka 3 of Swords on the solar plexus and sacral chakra. And we have the Page of Wands on the root chakra. Okay. Beautiful. All right, let's get into this, shall we? The 6 of Cups on your crown and third eye. This feels like you are starting to really come into this, I want to say, awareness and perspective about what it is that you truly know you deserve when it comes to receiving in a way that you know who is genuine and who isn't. It feels like you may have been a little bit, cluttered by this particular, I want to say, just with illusions at times in the past, because I feel like you had a beautiful energy of just wanting to accept everyone and receive everyone, but you kind of come into this realization with this being on your crown and third eye that there is a sense of needing to really filter out the people who aren't actually being genuine when it comes to them approaching you, right? And this is because you've now come to the awareness of all the experiences you've had in the past, all the things that have happened when you've had, bonds or connections that haven't been so positive because of the fact that the intentions weren't really there, in the sense that it wasn't really honest, it wasn't open, there was a lot that wasn't being seen or told, and it kind of created a lot of this, need for you to really open up your awareness and your perspective to really evaluate what connections are genuine and pure. Because this energy is truly about being able to connect with someone and knowing that their intentions are pure and they're not trying to hide anything from you. They're not trying to have ill intention. And some people aren't doing it consciously. Like, that's just a point I wanted to bring up. But it is this sense of being able to know who is actually able to come through in a way that is going to respect your energy, but you also just genuinely respect theirs. It's balanced, it's pure, there's a sense of innocence of knowing that there's no one trying to overrun anyone in a connection or bond. And it feels like this could be romantic, this could be just in the sense of, friendships and communities, but you're starting to realize that the more that you are centered within your energy of knowing where your intentions lie, the more that you will attract in those types of people who are actually like you, in the sense of being upfront about who they are and knowing how to truly represent that by being honest, by being genuine, and knowing that you don't have to, try and dig through things and read past what it is they're saying, because what they're saying matches their energy. And that's making it a lot easier for you, because you've come into the awareness of what you've had to experience in the past, that now you're realizing that it's so much easier when you just have people who are really upfront about who they are, and you don't have to read between the lines. And that's why it's a really interesting energy here, that with your ability to start understanding that you will be receiving this sense of, like, when they say that your flowers are due, in the sense that you have been so worthy to be in bonds and connections that are actually what you deserve and are supportive and are genuine, as I've said quite a few times, because you're now able to see what isn't and what is. And now that you're able to filter that out, you don't give time to the things that aren't actually going to support you. And with your throat and heart chakra, with the Ace of Wands, it feels like there is like a passionate beginning, a passionate new, I want to say, stage that you're commencing, that is really important for you to have this ability to see through things that aren't for you, right? And it doesn't mean that it's not good, it's not, positive. It just means that if it's not benefiting you, you have to be honest about that, because this new beginning is going to spark a really beautiful, like, I want to say passion, but also just a sense of desire to really go into the direction that you want to go into. And knowing that you're going to start aligning with those people, as I said, who will actually support you, who will actually uplift you, who will actually give you this energy of knowing that you have people behind behind what it is that you are moving towards, so that they can show you that you can keep going, that they've got your back. And that's something that not many people always get to experience, especially if you've had connections that have, kind of switched on you, where it's just, you feel like they're genuine, but there's something that's off, and you can never really notice it until something goes wrong, and then you realize that your inkling was telling you something. And this is why you also need to remember that if you're starting a new phase, a new beginning, you've got to really be aware of these things, because you don't want, I want to say, like, energy leaks to happen, which means where you start, giving, and there's imbalance, because then you're off balance, and then you're not being able to really stand in the power that you have to do what it is that you want to, from your passion, from your heart space, and then voicing it as well. Talking about what it is that you want to do, talking about this new stage that you're commencing. Not that I mean you have to do it publicly, but in a sense of being able to really explore what it means to experience this new beginning with an open heart and an open mind, but knowing that you cannot be fooled anymore about things that are not genuine and real for you. And that's positive in the way that you are actually knowing how to put those, positive and respectful boundaries up for yourself, because you know that you've been, I don't want to, I was going to say it in a really like weird way, but it's just like you've been hurt before, as plainly and bluntly as I can say it. Like, you've been hurt before, you know what that's like, and you're not willing to go through that again, because you've learnt your lesson, right? And when you've learnt your lesson, you ain't going to put up with that anymore. And that's where this energy is coming from. Trust that this new beginning is going to give you things that you deserve, but also know that you don't have to give time to things that don't deserve your energy anymore. Because it's important to allow yourself to truly embrace what this stage is going to bring in for you, especially because it's coming from your heart space and from you being able to truly express yourself in your most wholeness sense of self, where you truly understand what it means to give from a place that is genuine, just as the people who will come into your life, but also a sense of knowing that not everybody deserves what you can give, and you have to know how to filter that out. Yeah. Then the Three of Crystals, aka Three of Swords, on your solar plexus and sacral chakra, it feels like a lot of the pain that you have been sensing within your mind. So there feels like there's been like moments where you've been, I feel like that's what I was talking about, right? The hurt that you had experienced in the past. It just came to me as straight away as I started thinking of feeling it. The feeling of you having been hurt in the past is still kind of there in your solar plexus and sacral chakra, right? Because it is something that did cause a lot of pain for you when people were dishonest, when people weren't giving you their true intentions, and they were saying something and then their energy was doing something different. It is so important that you acknowledge that it is okay to feel this pain of the past, but no, it will not repeat, because you have learnt the lesson. When you can really process what surfaces for you and acknowledge that it is simply there to teach you what you need to know for your future, in the sense of the wisdom that you can gain by actually knowing what it means to be able to tap into what it is that you have been through, and know that it is okay to let it go, because you understand what it means to release it in a way that you know more now, and you know better from what it is that you had to go through. And I say had to because you wouldn't know what you know now if you didn't experience these things. It's not to say that you deserve to experience it, but it is something that you did need to move through, so that now when something comes up, you know how to either say no or put those boundaries up and move on, compared to if, someone who's genuine, who you can feel the difference between those energies. And if this is your reading, I feel like you obviously can read into that. You can sense that feeling of knowing when someone isn't really being fully upfront with their energy with you, because there is a sense of like secrets, but not in a way that they're trying to keep secrets, but they're just not being really upfront about who they are. And you can always feel into that kind of energy when someone's not really trying, they're not really being able to be fully authentic with you, as plain as I can say it. And that's where you need to release what it is that you can at your own pace and time, so that you can cleanse this solar plexus and sacral chakra energy, and know that this pain, this hurt that you experienced in the past, it's really helped you become who you are today. And if you can find the gratitude in it, as I said, you didn't deserve it per se, but if you can find the gratitude of what you have learnt from it, and take that away and know that you are better off from knowing that now, you can truly understand that this was something that you had the power and the potential to really rise above. And once you can regain your confidence, once you can actually ignite what it is that you truly want to create in this world, you'll start to move away from this energy of being in pain about it, because you'll know that you're simply going up where you don't need to worry about what happened anymore. If you can really allow things to come up as they need to, but just simply release it with love as much as you can. And I know it may be playing up on your mind a lot, because you know there's a sense of like it causing this sense of thoughts and feelings of, why did this happen? What was going on? Like, you can't always answer those questions, but you can take away what you did learn from it. So allow this to be what it is, for however you needed to take it away for your experience, and simply move along with it. Simply, know that it was just a part of your journey, as a part of your story of how you came to be who you are. And it isn't easy moving through senses of heart, like through a sense of heartbreak with people. And look, it can be like a romantic person, but it also can be friendships. It can also be environments in which you went and you felt like you just weren't given what you were giving in. There was imbalance, and this is what you want to realize, is that pain will demand to be felt, but you also need to know when it's time to release it and allow it to simply be what it was, so that you can actually move on to bigger and better things. And that's where the Page of Wands comes in at the root chakra, because you are really ready to start, the fact that there's an Ace of Wands and a Page of Wands, as it's this really beautiful spark of light wanting to come in for you. There is a sense of you being able to really embrace what it means to start being bold about what you want to do in this world. And I know that sounds really far-fetched, but it's also just a sense of, can you ignite the spark and let it really start to light up? Can you give it the fuel of your purpose, of your true energies of why you want to do what it is that you feel brings you joy, brings you passion, brings you courage to simply move through the things that you may fear or doubt? If you can realize that every day the sun comes up and the sun sets, whether we want it to or not, the more you realize that you can move through these seasons and stages when you're ready to. No one's going to push you into this. It is up to your own desire and your own motivation to get where you want to be, right? And if you can acknowledge that you have the power, you have the ability to create the ammunition and the fuel to really get this spark really blowing up in a way that it's just going to expand as much as it needs to. Yes, fire will burn people as a metaphor here, but it also can create warmth and light. So you choose how you wish this to proceed for your path and journey in whichever way it may need to. because you are ready to really start sharing things with the world. And maybe it's not necessarily the world, maybe it's just a group of people, a community. You'll know however that resonates for you. But the more that you trust that you have something to offer, and that everything that you've had to learn and experience has all but really helped you really move into this version of yourself to expand, the more that you'll start to realize that you have this potential to really make it happen. Okay? And you're ready to get grounded in this idea of what that is for you, so that you can truly take it along your journey and explore what it means for you. All right, so let's have a look. I've got the Soul Whispers card deck that is like an affirmational deck, and I want to bring through some beautiful messages to support you as you move into this stage, which you are really going to start expanding your creativity and what it is that you want to do within your journey and path at this time. So let's have a look. What is it that this collective needs to hear that may assist them and benefit them along the path and journey in which they are moving on towards this time and space? And just remember, this is timeless, so it may resonate past, present, future, and simply take what does benefit you and leave behind whatever does not, okay? Alrighty. Beautiful. Okay, let's get into it. We have open your heart to the magic around you. That's beautiful. I don't know if it will focus, but this is like a sense of you truly embracing that there is so much that you can tap into, that you can access, that is available to you. And the more that you just simply open your heart space to receive, the more that the universe can actually offer you within your path and journey that you get to experience. But there is a sense of needing to have that openness, that trust, and that ability to know that, as I said, with the beautiful connections that you can bring forth, that you can attract in, there is so much other things that are able to be like that as well. You know, the support in finances and abundance, the support in just simply, you know, the people who can play the roles that they need to play within your experience to help you get where you need to get, those connections, and will support you in moving towards what it is you want for yourself and what it is that you are wanting to be in service for, however that may be. And then we have follow the path of least resistance. And this is kind of what I'm saying about the sense of being able to acknowledge that this new path and journey that you're moving into is a sense of being mindful, really mindful of what may be holding you back, so that you can choose the path that is actually going to help you embrace everything you need to embrace as much as you can. Because if you allow things that have kept you back in the past to continue doing so, then you aren't going to be able to really take the path that you want to take for yourself. So embrace and embody everything that you are, but let go of the parts of you or the things in your life that have been holding you in a resistant energy, because they're going to keep you where you are, and you're going to keep cycling through the same things until you learn how to move out of it, right? And then we have the last card number 11, which I love that number, is you are safe to make mistakes. You are safe to be imperfect. You are safe. So this is about the healing, right? This is about you actually starting to realize that when you make mistakes, when you experience the things in the past that you did because you simply weren't aware yet of what was happening, or you just simply didn't know how to trust that feeling that you had of things not being fully, balanced, that is okay. You don't need to always know these things straight away. That's the point of why this is all a path of learning and a path of experience. It's like the same when you get a job in this world, there's always the first job you have, right? There's always the first time you do it, and you make a lot of mistakes because you're learning. You don't know everything straight away. You always have someone who is guiding you. And that person in this experience of being in your own path and journey is your higher self. It wants to guide you and show you the way, but it's not going to be, giving you a hard time if you make a mistake. It knows your higher self wants you to try and move through what you can, even if you are making mistakes, because your higher self knows you're going to learn from it. And if you don't, you'll just have to repeat the cycle until you do. And that's why there's a sense of just this, energy of your higher self having a lot of patience for you. But you also have to have that patience for your own self, because you are just a student. You are a teacher at your own right, but you are a student always, because you're always going to learn. There are things that you're still going to learn when you're old, and you don't know everything, in a sense of when you're in this body, in this present physical world. You have so much to absorb that there will be different stages of you being aware of that. So trust where you're being led in that way, and really acknowledge that it is safe to do what you need to do. And if you do have moments where you dip, that's okay. Lean into what you need to lean into to really find your way back. It's okay to be unbalanced at times, but it's just about the idea of, can you come back to your middle ground, and can you come back to realignment? Because that's what's the most important aspect. And this is your reading today, Divine Soul. As always, I simply hope to be a soul guide and, guide those who wish to be led into a pathway in which is for their highest good and towards their highest potential, so that you can reach the heights in which you can, to really experience a life that actually is very fulfilling for you. So I wish you all the best, as always, towards whatever it is that you may be moving towards, so that you can actually feel the blessings and the experiences in which you wish to. And I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day.